The club is changing. Running drugs, gambling.
Is that who we are now?
You can't have him, he's mine. If he keeps riding, he's gonna die one way or another.
I need you. Some people would rather crash than slow down.
Back with another one. Today I'm going to give you a quick review and a few of my thoughts on The Bikeriders. So The Bikeriders is directed by Jeff Nichols, who has also directed Mud, which came out in 2012, Take Shelter, which came out in 2011, and Midnight Special, which came out in 2016. One thing I noticed about Jeff Nichols is a lot of his films are characterized by that southern backdrop type of vibe, and The Bikeriders falls right in line with that same type of atmosphere. Another thing I noticed is Jeff's long-standing collaboration with actor Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon is also casted in The Bikeriders, and he's in pretty much all of Jeff's feature films, so I thought that was pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of like Spike Lee and Denzel, or Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, so I guess they have that little team-up duo thing going on. That's pretty cool. So The Bikeriders stars Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, and Jodie Comer. You may recognize Tom Hardy from the Venom movies. He was also in the Mad Max movies. He was also Bane in The Dark Knight Rises, and he was in a movie called Warrior. Tom Hardy's been in a lot of movies. Austin Butler was recently in Doom Part 2, which came out earlier this year, and he was in a movie called Elvis that came out in 2022. Jodie Comer was the lead in a series called Killing Eve, which aired from 2018 to 2022. She was also in The Last Duel and Free Guy, which both came out in 2021. And of course we have Michael Shannon. You can't forget about him. You may recognize him from Man of Steel, you may recognize him from 8 Mile, or you may recognize him from Nocturnal Animals. Michael Shannon's been doing this thing for a while now, so he's always good to see on screen. So to give you a brief synopsis of the film, over the course of a decade, a Midwestern motorcycle club from Chicago evolves from a gathering place for local outsiders to a sinister gang compromising and threatening the original group's way of life. So the film takes place between 1959 and 1973. It's the type of storytelling style where we have a present day story, and then we get these flashbacks that show us the events that took place that lead up to that present day moment. So we see a journalist who is interviewing Jodie Comer's character, Kathy, as she recollects her time with the Chicago Vandals, which is a motorcycle club founded by Tom Hardy's character, Johnny, and she also details her relationship with Chicago Vandal member, Benny, which is played by Austin Butler. One of the things I liked about the movie is the narration, storytelling aspect of it. You have the interviewer and the interviewee, and you ask a question, and as that question is being answered, you cut to that scene so you get to actually see the answer play out. It's like jumping back and forth type of thing. I like that type of stuff, so it's cool to me, you know. So while we're doing this jumping back and forth, the film basically shows us the events that occurred that took the Chicago Vandals from this beer drinking motorcycle social club basically, and how it was taken over by a new generation and made into something completely different. I like the three main characters of the film, I really did. I think what I like most is how we learn the internal conflicts that each character is navigating and how it intertwines with all three of them together. It's like they're torn between each other, but they're also torn within themselves. Tom Hardy's character, Johnny, has a wife, has a house, legitimate job, but he feels like he's missing something. It's something that he could be doing more with his life. He knows he has a passion for riding his motorcycle. He knows he loves the drinking social aspect of kicking it with the guys. He wants to start a motorcycle club and decides to do it. He gives them a look, he gives them a name, gives them a code, honor and pride, and that influences people. So now the Chicago Vandals are growing. More people are joining in. People want to be a part of this thing that Tom Hardy created. Only thing is, the more people that come in, you can't really vouch for these people and their personalities and their habits. So things start to unravel, and Tom Hardy is left with the question, like, what is he searching for? What does he really want out of this? Austin Butler's character was the most intriguing to me. I like how he maintained a specific aura about himself. Like, he's elusive and present at the same time. Almost like he's floating above everyone else. He's a rogue type of guy. He's emotionally closed off. He's distant. But the one thing that makes him feel alive is getting on that motorcycle. And then we have Jodie Comer's character, which is Kathy. She's brand new to this motorcycle world, doesn't know a thing about anything. She just knows that she likes Benny and wants to embark on a relationship with him. It's fun and exciting at first, but as time goes on, she learns what really comes with being with someone that is in a motorcycle club. Johnny starts to see the club turn into something completely different than what it used to be, what it used to stand for. He wants Benny to step up and lead, and Benny is capable of leading this motorcycle club, but does he really want to? Just like he's capable of settling down with Kathy, but does he really want to? He can't be what he needs for Kathy and still ride at the same time. And Benny can fit into either mode quite easily, but does he really want to though? And that's the big thing. It's like Kathy and Johnny both want Benny for their own personal reasons, and I enjoyed seeing how that played out at the end. Another thing I liked about the film is how the opening scene set the tone for the movie. We get that introduction, we get the action, we get to see how serious these motorcycle clubs take their chapters and their brotherhood. Another thing I liked about the film was the attention or the appreciation to the bike culture. We get to see the bikes, the pipes, the engines, the sounds, all of that stuff. I feel they took their time with it and they did a really good job to really bring you into this world and let you see why these people enjoy this thing so much. My critique for the Bikeriders is that this film didn't really have a big punch. It didn't really go anywhere for me. It's like you're following these characters, you're following the story, but it doesn't really get to that destination. It's like we were waiting for this one big thing to come and it never happens, at least not to me. Austin Butler, Tom Hardy, Jodie Comer's character, their performances were great. Great acting. It's just that the story needed better writing. It needed more depth, more substance to me. I saw the trailer. I was intrigued by the trailer. I'm like, okay, let's check it out. Let's see what they got. Let's see what kind of story they can tell. And they told a decent story. It's just it needed more depth to me. If I had to rate the Bikeriders, I would probably give it a 6 out of 10. Overall, not a bad movie, it just wasn't a good movie. I'm gonna start implementing these categories as I do my reviews, placing certain movies in certain categories. Today I'm gonna start by putting this one in the category of one and done. So it's good enough for me to see it once. It wasn't enough going on in there for me to watch it again though. So one and done would have to be the category for the Bikeriders, giving it a 6 out of 10. Again, not a bad movie, just wasn't a good one though. Not enough for me to revisit it. And I'm back doing what I used to do. I'm putting the fun facts back into my reviews. So shout out to Berto. So I have a few fun facts for you. The Bikeriders was based on the novel written by Danny Lyon, which was published in 1968. Danny was a photography student who spent his time recording and documenting real biker clubs through black and white photos. The Bikeriders tells the story of the Vandals, which was a 1960s motorcycle club, which is loosely inspired by the real motorcycle club, the Chicago Outlaws, which is still active today. And at the end of the movie, while the credits are rolling, we see real photos of members of the Chicago Outlaws that were in that Bikeriders novel. A lot of those images were directly recreated and used as shots in the movie, so I thought that was cool. Yo, so those are my fun facts. Those are my thoughts on the movie. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section on what you thought about the film. I'm going to start implementing a new thing as well. If there is a movie that you want me to review, a movie that you like, you just want to hear me talk about it, leave it in the comments. It could be old, new, it could be your favorite, least favorite, no matter what it is. If there's a movie you want me to review, leave it in the comments. I will get to it and I'll review it for you. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting me, and I'll see you on the next one.